So this reading is a little different than my usual readings. I'm a little bit uncomfortable about doing it. It's just different. And I just want to make sure that when I deliver this, that I'm being very responsible, and sensitive, just because of the nature of the reading, and I plan on using my words carefully. But I think I would be doing like a disservice if I did not give this reading today. I was legitimately just trying to do like a quick one card energy check-in, something light and positive. And that's just not what happened today. I'm not gonna sit here and preach any doom and gloom. That is not my vibe at all. I'm just here to help you, whoever you are, reflect on a situation at hand. And in the situation, I feel there are a lot of emotions involved. And I just want to encourage you at this time to use your critical thinking, to rely on your intuition, because this is the situation that is giving me, it involves kind of gaslighting, and I know that is a very difficult energy to deal with, which is why I just want to be very careful giving this reading. Before I get into it, just a couple of things that I had picked up around my house after I pulled these cards and was preparing to do this reading. So this might be significant. I know this is really common headband. Spirit was like, wear this for the video, and I was like, that's not my steez today. Like, I'm not gonna wear it, but I will show it. Also, this is a lid to my candle holder, and I never noticed there were numbers written on here. And it's 16 and 20. And I want to say that the number 36 might be significant, although there is like a multiplication on here. But 16, 20, or 36. And one of these cards that I pulled, there's Tiger's Eye in it, and that is the energy I'm giving. I even busted out my sage, and this selenite, because whatever the situation is, whoever this is for, I want you to let you know that I've been praying for you when I pulled these cards, because it's just giving the essence of somebody who needs a lot of protection right now. So I'm just sending those protection vibes. To me, the number 4 is significant, represents protection, 444, 44 specifically. Okay, so the energy profile of the person that I pulled this card for, or people, collective. So you're giving me this Queen of Energies Queen of Energies. You're giving me this Queen of Pentacles energy, and I don't know if you can see this, but there's a bird inside of a nest, and she's giving me like a very motherly vibe, somebody who's like compassionate and empathetic. It's giving me the sense of somebody who's responsible for not only yourself, but other people, other eggs involved. So there's eggs in your nest. So it's just giving me the sense that you're holding this weight. I also want to say that when I look at this card, to me, this is representing like an ideal like home life, like a dream home life. It's giving me the impression of somebody with very, very pure intentions. It's almost like I can feel this like dream in your heart, and you're like, oh, I just want like a happy, loving home. Like, I'm just been sitting here trying to cultivate this like love and positive energy. But someone is disrupting your vibe. I get the sense that, sorry, like I said, this is just a little bit out of my comfort zone because it's not the typical reading that I usually do. But I got 2 cards in reverse, and so this is just giving me the sense of there's some kind of like invader. There's like an invasive energy, some energy that you're very attached to. Maybe that's been in your life for a really long time. And it's giving me, so I have the Hangman in reverse. So this is giving me the sense that this isn't a new situation. This is something you've been thinking about and like contemplating for a really long time. And this, the Six of Cups energy is also giving me, yeah, that's also why I want to say it's someone that you've probably known for a long time, maybe since like you were a kid or something like that, or young. And it's just giving me the vibe of things used to be like very joyful or fun and optimistic, but it just, things aren't like that anymore. And the sorry, the Nine of Swords is coming out. So to me, this is kind of like a nightmare situation. So I just feel like somebody is causing like bad energy in your environment. And it's just something you've been sitting on for a long time and thinking about. I can't remember which card specifically gave me the essence of gaslighting, but I feel like that's something that might be going on in the situation. And like I said, this was kind of a heavy read, and I just kept asking like, okay, like, yeah, I'm getting a full picture of what's going on in the situation, but what do you want me to tell this person, whoever needs to receive this reading? And a couple things came out. I don't even remember if I said this earlier, but this card has tiger's eye in it. I'm even wearing mine for this reading. So like I said, it's the energy of protection. So Spirit wants you to know that you are protected, but you really need to, I don't know if I said this is the ingenuity card, but it's saying you have the critical thinking skills to make the right decision in the situation. Something might be messing with your mind, your ability to think with your emotions. It just, there's a huge energy of like emotional attachment in the situation. But I think Spirit is telling you that, you know, like, I know sometimes we can be inclined to maybe remember like, oh, like the past was so awesome, you know what I mean? Like, why isn't it awesome? Or maybe it's going to be awesome again one day, you know, in situations where it's hard to maybe let go of people. But it's just giving me like the energy has changed, and I think you know that. Sorry, my dog just grunted. And it's just, Spirit's telling me that you have the critical thinking skills, right? These are the situations where I know, like, I definitely have been in the situation where I want to listen to people's words because I know I am honest. So I just assume that everybody is going to be the same way with me. Like, it's a little, I don't want to use the word naive because it's not naive. It's just, you always assume that people are approaching you in the energy that you approach them with. So if you're a very honest person, you're giving me this Queen of Pentacles energy, you just kind of assume that when people say something, like it is what they mean, but that's just not really the world that we live in. People can say things that they don't really mean, and that's when it's really important to trust things like their actions, watching their actions, seeing if people stick to their word. And I want to say, like, you don't give me the impression of somebody who's foolish. I do believe that you have a deep well of intuition. It might just be something that you've disconnected with, maybe over the course of this relationship. Maybe your intuition is a little bit, you're just haven't listened to it in a long time, so you don't really trust your inner voice anymore because you've been listening to this like external, like outer voice for so long. But I just want to say, like, you do know what the truth is. Like, energy doesn't lie. When you're new to paying attention to energy, it can make you feel a little bit silly. But the more that you listen to it, the more that you listen to that small voice, the more you know what the truth is. And I want to say, like, personally, and situations that I have been in where I feel like I can kind of relate to this. It just takes practice listening to that voice, empowering that voice, practice walking away from people and situations. I know it's hard sometimes because you don't want to close doors on something you've invested so much like time and energy in, but there's just no one like sorry, there's just like people that don't want you to listen to yourself. Those are not the people for you. The people that are for you want to empower that voice. They want you to be the biggest, like brightest version of yourself, and they want you to listen to your intuition. They're going to encourage you to speak your boundaries and to put up your boundaries. They're not going to question it. Like, that's just not how healthy relationships work. People that make you like doubt yourself, things like that, like that's just not a healthy relationship. So yeah, so I love that this card came out. It is the Strength card. So Spirit is just saying you have that strength inside of you. You have that critical thinking. You have that intuition. I know I didn't pull that card, but I know you do. And I just want to empower you with this video, with this message. And I think what I was going to say that I never got to was just that I'm kind of at the point in my life right now where I listen so strongly to vibes that, and my feelings, that I don't need evidence of anything. Like, I just don't. I do not need physical evidence, especially when it comes to other people. You can feel in your energetic field when someone crosses you, and they don't even have to use words, okay? So that's like, I want this card to come up, but I want you to think about cultivating this Queen of Swords energy, where you're like, I'm just not afraid. I'm not afraid to cut people off. I'm not afraid to cut people out because I know my value. I know my worth. I know my truth. And I feel like this is just one of your lessons and one of the steps that you are taking to becoming a more empowered version of yourself. I don't think that card's going to come out. Yeah, so the Death card came out. So I know this is hard. I feel like you might be grieving a situation, feel like you've lost something, but every time that there is death, there's always a rebirth, and that's really what this Death card means. It means that once you cut off those dead ends, that you give more energy in your life for good things to flow so that you can nurture this vision that you have of this like happy home life. This very stable, supportive energy that I know you really want to cultivate. Seeing if there's anything else in here. Six of Wands. So six, I'm going to sit on that for a second because I'm not exactly sure what this means in this situation. Sorry if I'm speaking really quietly. It's just, I feel the seriousness in this situation and I don't want to be irresponsible. Yeah, so I think like you might be in a situation where your self-concept is a little bit wounded at this point. But I think Spirit's asking you to like look at your accomplishments, like things you have accomplished in your life, because you have accomplished things. You have accomplished things. You need to think about it. You need to remind yourself how strong you are, right? And listen to your internal knowing. Okay? I'm going to see if any other cards want to come out before I close this reading. That was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. Okay, so once you have made your decision, Spirit is asking you to stick to your decision. That's also what this Strength card represents, is patience and perseverance. So, like I said, you might be in a situation where it's not like you can just be all loose with your decisions or whatever that you're doing. You seem to be in a situation where you really have to be calm, critical, and calculated. And Spirit's asking you to like lean into that logical side, you know, rather than that like emotion, you know what I mean? And just stick with your guns, I think is the phrase that I want to say. Oh, I almost lost my other deck. All right, well, we'll take it. Another 6. Yeah, so 6 also represents... Ooh, I just realized how many 6s we have in here. We have 3 6s. Yeah, so 6s represent like balance and harmony, which, like I said, is, to me, that seems like what you're really craving, what you really want. And I just want to let you know that you deserve that, and you're totally capable of having it. You just might have to make some hard decisions to get to that place in your life. Okay, so the card that I pulled, this is a fractal art card. You can kind of see, it almost looks like someone is like slicing through a pattern. So I want to say that you're breaking out of old patterns. Like you're just taking this one big leap to break out of old patterns. And the card is called Breakthrough. So it says, there's a thin veil which separates us from other dimensions of existence. You are now energetically breaking through this veil. You may be experiencing knowings or feelings in other dimensions. Your consciousness is moving beyond this third dimensional realm. Embrace the moments of clarity, understanding that flow within this greater knowing. As you break through the veil, you are in closer contact with your guides and other divine beings who are here to aid you on your journey. So yeah, I just want to say that you have support, you have protection in what it is that you're doing. And I just want to say you see through the bullshit. That's also what this card is saying, is just like, yeah, you see through the bullshit now. And you might not be able to explain why you know the things you know. But it's just, that's you, that's your intuition, that is your spirit self tapping in and tuning in. And we're going through a huge resurgence, like a huge veil thinning right now, where lots of people's spiritual gifts are coming online. People are less likely to walk around with the masks that they carry over their faces, right? Like we're cutting through all of that right now. So just things are becoming more obvious, which is probably why you're getting to the point where you feel like whatever the situation is, that you can't tolerate it anymore, because you're just starting to see through everything, right? And we're getting to a point where those like denser energies are separating from those lighter positive energies. And this, I just feel like it's just saying like, you got to cut away the old weight, the dead weight, just to have this peace and this harmony that you crave, to have like a rebirth. And Spirit is telling you that you are strong, you are persevering, you're a critical thinker, you have accomplished things in the past, and you are totally capable of having this breakthrough, okay? All right, so I'm gonna leave that at that. I just wanna say that, yeah, I'm just sending out loving and positive and supportive energy and protective energy to the receiver of this reading. So thank you so much for listening. And yeah, if you would like to reach out, I usually include my links in all of my videos. So if this is striking a chord, please reach out to me. All right, thank you.